Hello admin, I want to share my story pala, hoping na sana kahit paano kapulutan ng lesson ng mga followers. You can call me Sky from Mindanao at isang Muslim. My tragedy starts when I decided to come back home. Sa Luzon kasi ako pinag-aral ng college and I spent almost 4 years sa Subic. My best friend at the time got married with a guy who lived in Dipolog. So after I attended her wedding, sabi ko sasaglit ako sa nanay ko and fly back sa Subic. But when my mom saw me, ayaw na niya akong pabalikan sa Subic kasi daw masyado na akong naging moderno. Since na-miss ko din naman ang aking lupang sinilangan, I decided to stay. October noon, enrollment time. So my ate hastily brought me to one of the colleges in our area para mag-enroll. After enrollment, sabi niya, sumaglit tayo sa bahay. We have a house in the city kasi which she turned into a boarding house para sa mga students. I remember after lunch noon, I was wearing a sleeveless top and jeans. I met him there, the man I thought I'll spend my entire future and, grow old together. That time uso yung F4 and I really don't know why I'm so fascinated with men na mahaba ang hair. I just find them attractive. Down syndrome ata. I saw him with his long shiny hair. Nope, it wasn't love at first sight. Hindi naman kasi siya gwapo. Attractive that time, pero, hindi gwapo. And living in Subic, I've seen all sorts of handsomeness. I wasn't attractive to him first, pero sabi niya sa akin, he finds me beautiful daw, and he was checking me daw from his room. I am used to boys having a crush on me or confessing their feelings out of nowhere. May tsura naman kasi ako. Maniwala na kayo para madali tayo. Fast forward, class starts, and I live in our boarding house. You can call him Damon. Hala, demonyo kasi. I met Damon and I learned na distant relative pala kami. Being the new in town, let's just say I had the attention of most of the boys in school. And Damon is kind of the very Muslim type of guy. Me with my sleeveless, short shorts and skirts doesn't really suit him well. I remember him always saying, takman mo naman katawan mo, huwag mo masyadong i-display dahil baka mahulog sa ukay-ukay. Kinda conservative kasi studies in a Muslim school. We didn't hit off immediately kasi nga I hate being with a Muslim. Masyado akong moderno and don't want to be told off. And him, on the other hand, is masyadong conservative. And I am just too much for him. But I guess destiny in its own way kasi despite of being each other's not my ideal type, we found ourselves drawn to each other. With him, my beauty daw, and me with him being a righteous Muslim, or so I thought. We found ourselves talking for hours until one day, I woke up liking him and siya ganun din. Fast forward, we became a thing. He was my first serious boyfriend. I had a boyfriend back in Subic, pero, char-char lang. He was my first kiss and my first everything. We complimented each other, me being outgoing and bubbly, tas siya being the strict and so boring one. We fell so in love, pero kahit nung mag-boyfriend pa lang kami, never na siya naging faithful. I was always finding him texting other girls. We always fight and we always get back together. Kasi nga sabi niya, ako naman ang mahal niya. And those are just flips. I know, right? Red sign na yun. Atras na dapat. Pero, tatanga-tanga kasi ang lola mo. Uto-uto, naniniwala sa mga matatamis ng salita. Fast forward, we got married. Dahil nga we got married sa time na di pa kami tapos mag-college. He asked me na kumbinsihin ang parents niya na, patapusin siya for our future. Buntis na rin kasi ako noon. So, I did. Nag-aral siya, tumira sa bahay, at ako naman yung naiwan sa parents niya. Ma-pride kasi. Ayaw niya na dun din ako sa bahay dahil daw aasa na naman ako sa family ko at nakakahiya daw. Kasi he's staying free na daw, tas dadagdag pa ako. I don't understand it at first kasi family ko naman yon and they want me there kasi kapapanganak ko pa lang and they know na masyado akong maselan from food and everything. Even though my mom convinced him, ayaw niya. Well, I understand him naman. Nakakahiya nga naman na aasa pa kami. At least daw kahit umasa kami sa parents niya, kahit makarinig siya ng masalita, di masakit. So, I kept mom kahit mahirap at kahit wala akong alam sa buhay, pinanindigan ko ang buhay na pinili ko. He studied while I was left attending with her firstborn. Umuwi siya every 2 weeks until I found out na nakikipagkita siya sa ex niya at may communication sila. We fought again. Pinalayas ko siya sa bahay. I was so mad. Selosa ako. Yeah, super selosa. But after akong kausapin ng nanay ko, I asked him to come back home. Yes, I did. Kasi siya nagbuhay binata for that 1 week. Pinanindigan talaga yung away namin. After hours of begging, he came back. Back to normal. Umuwi ako sa in-laws ko. I still caught him, doing some infidelities now and then. But I am a mother already. My family and my child is my priority. We fought pag nahuhuli pero nothing serious kasi I never thought that he would left us because of another woman. He was sweet and, caring husband. Almost perfect na nga. Minus, of course, the babaero part. While I was the moody and loud, he was calm and composed. Never talked back when we fight kasi nga sabi niya, mas iinit lang daw ulo ko. Until one day coming, he decided to try Middle East. He asked me about it. Sabi ko, di ko siya pagbabawalan, pero di ko siya uutusan. His decision. Ayoko kasi nasasabihin niya kaya siya lumayo dahil sa mga demands ko. I was the youngest in the family. We are poor. But being the youngest, I grew up a little pampered. Hindi ako materyoso. But my siblings made sure na di ako mukhang kawawa. Hindi ako... So being married with him, since di naman sila mayaman, is a struggle talaga. But I never complained. Kasi no one forced me into it naman. It was my choice. Maagang naglandi, so magdusa ka. I always tell myself every time I face with a very difficult situation. Another fast forward, so nag-abroad siya. He left when our second was just 20 days. Imagine the struggle of being a mom of 2 and away sa family. I was thankful to my mother-in-law kasi siya talaga yung kagapay ko sa mga bata. She loves my kids more than anything in this world. Sa 3 years niya sa Saudi, he only sends us 2,000. Maliit kasi sahod niya that time, around 8 to 10K lang. So, sa parents niya naman kami nakatira and sila naman bumubuhay, so di na ako nagreklamo. Those 3 years, cases of infidelities are always present. Maraming beses kami nag-away dahil, palagi ko siya nahuhuli. I'm like an FBI pagdating sa kanya. I always find ways how to detect his infidelities. Wife intuition never gone wrong. From exes to my relatives, name them. Nakarelasyon niya. After a huge fight because, I found out he was having an illicit affair with a relative. He came home. We fixed things and he said, let's try for another baby since malaki na ang bunso. He wanted a boy, so we did. He went back to Middle East and I found out that after a month, I was pregnant. Having a boy, I thought, baka pagod na to. Siguro this time, titino na kasi we have 3 kids na. But lo and behold, all this time pala, he was having an affair sa ka-office mate niya. Kaya pala ayaw nang umuwi kasi nagpapainit. 1-year-old pa lang ang anak namin nun, todo deny siya. But his office mate told me, the truth and even sends me videos that shattered my entire universe from region 1 to 15. Charot lang. I confronted him, he denied, accusing me na sobrang selosa, wala sa lugar, but pictures and videos never lie. Stolen screenshots of convos never lie. And then here comes the playing victim part. Sabi niya kasi nagawa niya yon dahil wala akong time sa kanya, which is, partly true. Sakitin kasi yung bunso namin and I am always puyat and exhausted. 2 school kids plus a little one na kailangan mong bantayan kasi every month nasa hospital. I was always exhausted. Postpartum never helps. Nonetheless, he blamed me kasi he always wants to talk before he goes to the office, which falls around 12 or 1 p.m. here. And that time, I don't know why I am always exhausted and sometimes di ko mapigilan, nakakatulog talaga ako. Pag nasa office na kasi siya, di na siya pwede kausapin. I always wondered why. But, I never asked him. Basta sabi niya, busy siya pag nasa office na. Yun naman ang time na wala na akong work at tulog na si baby. I found out later na kaya pala hindi na siya nagme-message or tumatawag pag nasa office kasi andun nakalaguyo niya. After I found out about his other woman, I decided, tama na, wala nang pag-asa. Di na talaga siya magbabago. I gave up. With the 1-year-old and grade school kids, I told him, tama na. But unlike before, this time, he agreed. He also said he was fed up of me too. Na wala na akong time na sa kanya, na masyado na akong selosa. I still remember how his family makes it look like, ended our marriage because his income wasn't enough. We never fought because of money. Money was never an issue. His infidelities was. But I said to myself, whatever, I know the truth. They know the truth. Sino bang hindi patutulugin ng konsensya sa gabi? After denying his pagtataksil, just 2 months after our breakup, he was cruising some Asian country with his woman. Wow, diba? It took me months of silently crying and took me years to get over him. Every time I look at my kids, I always question myself. Did I make the right thing? Am I selfish to just think of myself? Why can't I bear the pain a little more? Why can't I be just like the others, just silently cry and be with it, okay? And, okay with it already. But then I realized that I have to let my kids know that fighting for your family to stay intact is okay. But they must know when to give up. I have to show my kids that it is okay to end a toxic relationship. It is okay to choose yourself before it'll destroy you beyond repair. I have to show my kids to be strong because a strong woman raised them. I have to show them that they can settle anything for less. And yes, of course, once upon a time, I regret what I did. But seeing how I am now, I know I made the right decision. Tough, but right. My kids can't have a broken mom. Ladies and gents, this is how my once upon a time ended, not with they live happily ever after, but a tragedy. Boring, but I hope you guys learned something from my mistakes. Much love, Sky.